But the third thing that missions does is it cultivates a heart of generosity. See, I want to read to you 2 Corinthians chapter 8, but first, Paul is talking to the Macedonia churches. Okay, so this is a letter that Paul is writing, and he's speaking to the Macedonian churches, and he says this, in the midst of a very severe trial. So these aren't good times. This is hard. In a severe trial, their overflowing joy and their extreme poverty. So this isn't the wealthy. This is extreme poverty, Paul says, welled up in rich generosity. For I testify that they gave as much as they were able, and even beyond their ability. So generosity is not connected to your income level. You understand that? Generosity is not connected to your social status, to where you fall in. Am I low income? Am I middle? Am I high? Or, generosity has nothing to do with your bank account. See, these churches in Macedonia that Paul was speaking to, he said they were living in extreme poverty. This wasn't the Upper East Side of New York City, right? This wasn't Beverly Hills. This was extreme poverty they were living in, yet it welled up rich generosity, Paul says. See, missions cultivates generosity, a passion to see the gospel spread throughout the world. And this is my heart for you, that you get a passion for missions, because what I've noticed about passion is it prompts action. Passion prompts action. Let me tell you, something I'm passionate about is meat. All right? I love meat. I love cooking. I shouldn't say love cooking. I love grilling. All right? I love making steak, smoking meat. I love it. And you know what it did? Is I was so passionate about, making great steak is a few years ago, Susie bought me a smoker. So then I can smoke brisket, smoke chicken, smoke ribs, smoke all these meats. It's great. I love it. Then she bought me last year a griddle, and I can make hibachi. I can make my passion. What happened was I began supporting my passion financially. I began buying things that help my passion, and you do the same thing. I'm sure they're different passions, but we support our passions. So my prayer for you is that you get a passion for missions, because we support financially what we're passionate about. We financially will support whatever we're passionate about.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 12 says, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And Amy Carmichael, she's a missionary to India. She puts it like this. She says, you can give without loving, but you cannot love without giving. Isn't that true? You cannot love without giving. And, I'm really proud of our church and our giving to Global Compassion over the past 5 years. Last year, our church gave over $50,000 to Global Compassion. Isn't that incredible? Over $50,000. And we have a little graph. You can see how our giving has grown. Just a few years ago, we were at $23,000. So we've more than doubled that just in the past 3-4 years.
And these dollars are literally making a difference on the ground and people hearing the gospel, because these dollars are going out to our missionaries. Come on, let's give God a hand clap of appreciation here.
I love what Vera said. She said, God can take your little and do a lot with it.
Yeah.
He can take your little and do a lot. I found a quote by Dave Davidson. He said, in our lifetime, wouldn't it be sad if we spent more time washing dishes or swatting flies or mowing the yard or watching television than praying for world missions? And I started to do some research, and I found that the average American household in 2021 every month spends $47 on some kind of streaming services to be able to watch something on their television. We spend $50 a month on pet food and almost $300 a month on entertainment. And I started to think about that quote by Dave Davidson and thought, you know what? In our lifetime, wouldn't it be sad if we spent more money on Netflix or pet food or our own guilty pleasures than we did investing into the kingdom of God?